In a twist that sent ripples through political circles, Donald Trump's mood took a sudden dip the moment he caught sight of a photo showing King Charles standing side by side with Zelensky at Sandringham. Sources close to the U.S. president in Washington revealed that the image stirred feelings of being overlooked, almost as if the king's warm welcome of Zelensky had made Trump feel a bit less cherished. His allies later explained that it wouldn't have been proper for the government to tell the king not to meet Zelensky. Could this be the beginning of a long, chilly silence between old friends? Just days after this surprising turn, King Charles met Zelensky last Sunday, a meeting that followed closely on the heels of Sir Keir Starmer handing over an invitation to Trump, urging him to fly to London for an official visit. The royal encounter came right after a heated moment in the Oval Office, where Trump, backed by Vice President J.D. Vance, lambasted Zelensky for what they claimed was a lack of proper respect and thanks for American support. And then, as if the drama was set on a loop, on Monday King Charles greeted Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at Sandringham. Trudeau, still reeling from Trump's sudden imposition of 25% tariffs on Canadian goods, couldn't help but feel the shock. The night ended with Number 10 dismissing any talk of Trump sulking, though a well-placed insider hinted that Washington's mood had definitely turned chilly, reminding everyone that the king always chooses whom he meets. What could be the next surprising call from behind those closed doors? Adding even more color to the unfolding story, Zelensky arrived at the king's Norfolk residence by military helicopter after a defense summit with European leaders hosted by the Prime Minister. Even though some whispered that this royal meeting was a direct response to the earlier Oval Office clash, top sources in Whitehall were quick to stress that the meeting had been planned long before the fuss began. They recalled that during Zelensky's UK visit back in February 2023, King Charles had personally shared, "We've all been worried about you and thinking about your country for so long." And while some in Number 10 insisted that Sandringham hadn't sparked any new tensions, it was clear that a direct call from the Prime Minister to Trump, who loves to chat on his mobile, had brought a bit of warmth back into the dialogue. Could this be a sign that bridges are slowly being rebuilt? In an interesting turn, Trump had earlier described King Charles as a wonderful man when Sir Keir presented him with the royal invitation at the White House. On the other side, Sir Keir's steady handling of the Ukraine crisis earned praise from former Defense Secretary Ben Wallace. Ben openly commended both Keir Starmer and French President Macron for their strong leadership, even as he slammed Trump for halting U.S. intelligence sharing with Kyiv, a move he called suffocating Ukrainian hope in the fight against Russian aggression. "Hope is everything in a tough fight," Ben recalled, describing how even a small Russian setback was shared to keep Ukrainian spirits high. One can't help but wonder, will these moments of hope spark the change everyone has been waiting for? A government spokesperson later fired back, saying the reports were off the mark and that the U.S. remains one of the UK's closest allies on economic, defense, security, and intelligence fronts, with deep historic and cultural ties to boot. The message ended with a promise to continue working hand in hand and an invitation to welcome President Trump once again. As if the drama wasn't enough, the stage shifted once more when Russia launched another wave of drone strikes on Ukraine, leaving 25 dead and proving that the Kremlin's goals remain unchanged despite U.S. pressure to end the conflict. In one of the worst strikes in Dobropilya, eastern Donetsk, 11 lives were lost and 40 were injured. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk summed it up bluntly: "This is what happens when you give in to bullies, more bombs, more aggression." What twist lies just around the corner in this ever-shifting tale?